Hello and welcome everyone, I am Madals and welcome to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Now today guys, I've got a ZvZ, it's from the Zotac Cup. It is game 1 of a best of 3 and well, let's introduce these two players. In the top right position is the orange Zerg. We do have Dylayn, I think is how you say Dylayn? I'm gonna go with that. And then in the lower left, of course, we have roxkisLZ as the purple Zerg. And yeah, obviously being ZvZ, it's going to be a very volatile matchup. Of course, there's the three main stages of ZvZ. There's whoever has the most Zerglings, whoever has the better Ling Bling control, and then who really has the most roaches generally wins the game. And it's all about knowing when to drone, and if you overproduce in the early game, don't make enough drones, then you're going to lose in the roach stage. If you overdrone, don't make enough units, and you just die to a couple of banelings, then obviously you don't get to that late game where you're going to succeed. So it's really quite a hard matchup, and I think the reason a lot of lower level players struggle with this, and I do say this quite a bit, is that it's a lot more subtle in lots of the scouting information you get. I mean, if you scout a Protoss player and you see a robotics bay down, you can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be some Colossus on the field. If you see a Zerg player and you see a Roach one and spawning pool, it doesn't necessarily mean they've got any. They could just be droning. You have to see how many lava are sitting around, what the injects are looking like, how many drones are on the field, etc., to get a good timing of everything. So it's all pretty awkward, but obviously once you start getting the hang of it, once you start getting your Ling Bling micro down, everything's good. Now, we've got the first variation of the build so far. We've got the spawning pool on its way. We've got obviously the natural hatchery coming down here for Dylayn, and of course that's a big variation there straight away, because obviously spawning pool first compared to hatch first. The hatch first short term actually comes out a bit worse in terms of drone numbers, because you get the queen out earlier from the spawning pool first, which basically just means obviously you've got the inject, more lava, more drones. That's obviously compared to the hatch first, which pulls back slightly in the minute or two after that, when obviously you've got the double inject slightly sooner. You do catch up and overtake in terms of economy, but overall fairly equal, especially at these timings. It was like a 15 pool and a 15 hatch, so that's all fine. Now a gas comes down here, so this gas timing a lot earlier at the moment than it's going to be for LZ, and I think that's a good choice. Obviously getting down that gas earlier, especially when you go hatch first, means that you are able to get Zergling speed out. You are also able to get some defensive banelings, which do just put you in a nice position to defend any early aggression, because of course for the moment this is the first kind of scout off you've seen of your opponent. You don't know precisely what they're going for. You don't know if you're about to get six pulled or what they're going to do. I mean, ultimately this hatchery could be faked. If we look at the vision of these two players, haven't even seen in the main base. For all you know, there was a gas thrown down really early there, and as a result you're just going to have this expansion used purely to pump out a whole load of Zerglings, and obviously then you're going to die. So getting the speed out, just good. Well, it'll be interesting to see how many drones are kept. Obviously, if you keep all 3 drones in, it means, hey, I'm going to be pumping out quite a few banelings, I'm going to be pumping out a lot more tech. If you see 1 or 2 drones pulled, then obviously, like, I just want to trickle in, you're going to get banelings eventually. If you see them all pulled, it's a real commitment to droning really heavily. But here we go. Looks like we're going to keep all 3 drones in the gas at the moment. Zergling speed started down. The gas really nearing up to a similar point now for LZ. He should get his Zergling speed started fairly soon. It should be coming down in what is roughly, well, any second. There we go, 100 gas died straight away. All 3 drones stay there as well. The natural base up. In terms of units on the field, 2 Zerglings apiece. They're just going to run around. They're going to have a little scout out, see what's happening, see where it's happening, and really see where can we go down. The baneling nest now for Dylayn. Obviously, that baneling nest, that is big, because basically there's no baneling nest yet for LZ, and the second you get banelings out, it becomes a lot easier to deal with mass Zergling. And obviously LZ just starting his own one now, but it's quite a few seconds behind, which if you can delay it at all, obviously you get more drones out and you're in a better position. But if you delay it too much, then you can suddenly die, which can be a bit of a problem. But for the most part, these two playing very similar builds at the moment. They're both going to be pretty comfortable. For the moment, they're both looking like they're perfectly happy being quite defensive, actually. And judging by the second gas getting chucked down now, that is a real big commitment to kind of more defensive play. We'll probably see roaches come out fairly soon, I'm reckoning, from LZ. But here we go, we've got 10 Zerglings actually on their way out now. So Dylayn could potentially do a lot of damage. He's sitting back defensively, but now, wow, there's a lot of Zerglings coming out. Speed, of course, has kicked in. Obviously, this is a big commitment to a push, and if there's not quite a few defensive banelings, LZ could be in trouble. He's got good overall positioning, though. So the only real place I think he'll be able to get out here is if he came running straight down there. But we'll see if this is going to get scouted. But for the moment, this is a lot of Zerglings, 20 more in production. This is pretty much a complete commitment to aggression. We're going to see a lot of banelings more, especially looking at how many gas there is banked up. And well, here we go. This is indeed a big push. Gets scouted completely, and now this is the reaction we've got. Well, lots of banelings start morphing. This is the perfect reaction from LZ right now. He sees a lot of his opponent's Zerglings on the way over, starts producing an awful lot of banelings, and that should allow him to defend it, but also a lot of banelings coming in now for Dylayn as well, and Dylayn rather, and Dylayn, he's pulling back, he's got to be careful. 2 banelings, kill 2 banelings, but got to be careful of these big hits, and of course, well, we're going to see so many banelings taken down. That was such a good engagement right there for LZ. He's doing everything he needs to. More banelings morphing, they're all clumped up as well, so of course, that just allows these banelings to engage very well. Big baneling hits coming down for LZ. Dylayn is in a really tough position right now. He's going to have to get up some more stuff behind this, because this counter push could flat out kill him. He is a long way behind in terms of army supply. In terms of worker supply, he's still up there because he's pumped quite a few. He's now getting a lot more Zerglings on the way down. The double queen blocking up, and look at these banelings morphing in absolutely everywhere. LZ is going to have so many units, and of course these defensive banelings, well, 3 banelings kill morphing banelings, so that is all pretty fine. There we see big hits go down, and to be honest, I'm thinking we may pretty much start seeing this very soon get over. Obviously 3 banelings should connect right there. We see everything get taken out for the time being. LZ absolutely dominating for the time being. He's running around with so many speedlings. He's got more banelings morphing in, well, no banelings morphing in at all now for Dylayn, and I think this is going to be a very quick game. Of course, the final queen about to die as well now. And of course, the baneling that's getting taken down. Good game, well played, called. And that was game 1, guys. It went very quickly indeed. So that was game 1. Obviously, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and flick over to game 2. And we'll find out how this series goes. Catch you there.